Good morning, I'm Dr. Scott, and I'm the principal here at Eastside Elementary. I would like to welcome everyone here today for a very exciting announcement. Students, as you can see, we have a lot of special guests. We also have some individuals with just a few cameras here, don't we? So tonight, you'll be able to tell your parents when you get home to watch TV to look in the newspaper and on the news channel tonight, and you might see yourself on the news tonight. Today, our special guests include the following people: some local leaders, Senator Gaskell, Representative Terry Austin, and the president and CEO of our Madison County Chamber of Commerce, Clayton Whitson. We also have a few of our school board members here today and our central office administrators as well from Anderson Community Schools. I also want to welcome Dr. Katie Jenner, who is the secretary for the Indiana Department of Education. Another person that we would like to welcome is Mr. Clay Robbins. He's the CEO of the Lilly Endowment. And last but certainly not least, we have the governor of the entire state of Indiana with us today. So without further ado, it's my honor and privilege to introduce your Indiana's 51st governor, Eric Holcomb. Let's give him a nice round of applause.
Good morning. You know that the E squared, I'm somewhat egocentric about this maybe, but I was thinking about Eric at Eastside for E squared, but I think it's more Eastside excitement, as Dr. Scott just shared, because today truly is an exciting day, a very important day as we all set sail on an endeavor that's going to change your lives for the better. And so first and foremost, I do want to thank Dr. Scott and thank Dr. Cronk for your full embrace of this initiative. I also want to acknowledge and thank two big impact players in the state of Indiana. Dr. Jenner, Katie Jenner, at Indiana's Department of Education, and Clay Robbins, who you just heard runs the Lilly Endowment, who has had a profound positive impact on where our state in its early goings on has arrived at today, and more importantly, where we're going to be we'll set a goal today of 5 years from now, 2027, where we'll be in just 5 years because of what we talk about here briefly in this gymnasium for our entire state. And so it is a real joy and honor to share the stage just for a few moments with these individuals, because we know what you'll hear a little bit more about is the key that unlocks so many doors to lifelong learning. Not just to be able to pursue what you're passionate about in life and where you'll end up in life in terms of what job you may have, but in every other aspect of your life as well. And as we were just talking backstage about the past couple years, what a challenging, unprecedented time it has been. So much new thrown at us, having to adapt and adjust, not being able to see what someone is saying or how they're saying it. But through it all, we arrive at today. And it couldn't be a more timely response to the last couple years. And I'm just so exhilarated, quite frankly, excited to see from kindergarten to fourth grade the impact this is going to have over just the next 5 years. So we're setting that as a goal for students, a record number of students by 2027, to be able to read proficiently all across our state, from Lake Michigan to the Ohio River and every elementary school in between, skipping over none. And it's why we're investing in both short-term and long-term resources to help us arrive and realize that goal. And to think about, and I'll let Dr. Jenner and Clay Robbins talk a little bit more about this in detail, but to think about a state like Indiana being able to partner and harness that synergy of stakeholders, educators, faculty leadership, school by school by school, a philanthropic organization like the Lilly Endowment, the Department of Education, who will all put skin in the game to the tune of today $111 million to be able to support our teachers to realize this goal is something that I just couldn't be more proud of. And again, to have a partner like the Lilly Endowment, who and this is going to be an understatement, but for decades and decades and decades, that has had an oversized influence in every county, all 92 counties of our state. Hundreds of millions of dollars is an understatement about what they have contributed to the betterment of us all as a state, as one, including our kindergartners, including our first and second, third, and fourth graders. You all today. And so I can't wait to see where this leads to because of everyone coming together. And we're just so appreciative of the full embrace that East Side Elementary from the very outset said, come on, let's do this and let's do it together. And with that, I'll turn it over to Clay Robbins to hear a little more detail about just how important today is for you all. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Governor, thank you very much. It's always a privilege to follow you. And you've done so much for our state, and you're so passionate about education, and it's a privilege to be up here. I'd like to thank Dr. Scott and Dr. Cronk and all of you here at Anderson Schools for making this day available for us. It's a wonderful place for these announcements, very important announcements that are being made. I want to say that our founders were members of the Lilly family. It was J.K. Lilly Sr., J.K. Jr., and Eli Lilly. And in 1937, more than 80 years ago, they founded Lilly Endowment. And one of the causes they said that we were to support was education. So for more than 80 years, we have worked to try to support education, not just in Indiana, all over the country. And so it's a privilege to be involved with this particular initiative because we think it is so important for children to really learn how to read well. We all know what's happening in the world, how fast it's moving, all the changes in technology, the competition all over the globe for knowledgeable citizens, and so it's a time that we really do need to double down and work on this. Children, I see all of you, and I can't help but remember when I was your age. I know you can't imagine an old man like this could remember that far back, but more than 50 years ago, I was in grade school. It might even be more than that, but anyway, I can remember all this time, all of my grade school teachers, and I'm sure several of you can here, the adults. I remember Mrs. Mitchell, Mrs. McDaniel, Mrs. Morgan, Mrs. Rice, Mr. Morris, Mrs. Hamilton, and they were all very important to me, and they taught me how to read along with my parents and my grandparents. And this is something that you might not understand, but when I was your age, we had never been to the moon. You all think about that as just a big deal, but no big deal. It was a huge deal. So in my second grade class, Mrs. McDaniel had a program for us where there was a big moon up on the front of the room, and if we read 100 books that we got out of the library, we got to put our name up on the moon. And that was a really big deal. And I remember reading 100 books, and my grandma reading them with me, my grandpa, my mom, and I got up there on the moon, and that was a really big deal. But I learned so much about all kinds of things by reading those books. So I want you all to think about that and to ask people, adults in your life, to read with you, and it will change your life. I hope you'll all do that. I would like to announce that the endowment has made a $60 million grant to the Department of Education to help their efforts to expand the use of science of reading strategies throughout the state. And we think this is going to have a big impact. Far too few of our third graders read sufficiently to really be able to do well in school later on. And so it's critical that we come up with ways to make sure that they can. It's just imperative. This is particularly true for children of color and also low-income students. So I hope that you all will embrace this. We think it's very important for the future of these wonderful children and the state of Indiana. We believe the teachers are critical to this effort, and we very much appreciate all that they do. I have many family members who are teachers, and I know how devoted they and their colleagues are to the students and to their success. And so I think it's really important that they be supported fully in this effort. And so the grant will provide stipends for additional training for the teachers and very accessible coaches for them at the schools. So it will be as easy as possible for them to develop further their skills in teaching with science of reading strategies. We are excited about that and hope that that works well, and we're very pleased that the University of Indianapolis' Center for Educational Leadership will be playing such a pivotal role here. We have many national science of reading experts that will be involved. So that talks a little bit about the current teachers that are out working now. We also believe it's very important to support the future teachers as they learn science of reading in their teacher preparation programs. So we also are announcing today up to $25 million for an initiative for Indiana's higher education institutions, those that are interested in figuring out how they can incorporate or enhance the science of reading strategies in their teacher preparation programs. We hope that that will be well received and that they will take the planning grants we're going to offer them and also implementation grants over the next year. And we're going to be announcing more about that later today with the colleges and universities, and then some next week. We're planning to have a convening for all of them in early October. And so we're excited about all these possibilities. It's now my pleasure to bring to the stage someone who is, I don't know of anyone more passionate about education than our Indiana Secretary of Education, Katie Jenner. She deeply cares about you children, and she also cares about teachers. And so it's my privilege to bring her to the stage. Katie?
Well, good morning. I tell you what, the place that I am most comfortable and love to be is in schools. I love seeing all the students' faces and the teachers. And thank you, Clay Robbins. Thank you, Lilly Endowment, for making today happen. So students, in the whole history of the state of Indiana, today marks the largest investment in making sure, largest financial investment in making sure that all of our children can read. And I was thinking, as I was coming to visit you today, I was thinking about kind of like reflecting, like Mr. Robbins, on sitting right here just like you were many, many times. And I was thinking about what my favorite book was when I was your age. How many of you have a favorite book? Oh my gosh. Okay, looks like about everyone has a favorite book. You know, one that popped in my mind as of recent with my own children was like Junie B. Jones. Do y'all know Junie B? But let me tell you, my favorite book to read when I was in your spot, do you want to see it? It was about oceans. Now think about that. I love to read about oceans, and I only lived around lakes and rivers. I'd never been to the deep, dark sea where some of the fish swim, but I realized and I learned right through reading. And one of the specific fish that I'll never forget, I want to tell you about this fish that I remember when I was your age, was about a fish that lights up. It has a light on it in the deep, dark ocean. Yeah, you've seen it. I know. Oh, I see several of you making so that's not it. The anglerfish. You can look it up later. And I thought, well, my goodness, we don't have any fish that light up in this area, in our lakes. At least I don't know that, Governor, do we? Not that it's been discovered yet. But so I was so interested, and the only way I would know that is because of reading and learning. And that even caused me, when I was little, when I was your age, to want to be a marine biologist. Now, I'm glad I picked teaching. That was a career, was a change of plans. But I had so much interest, and I think part of reading is making sure you not only can learn the other subjects, but it's to allow you to dream big. Dream big about whatever you might want to do someday, however you might want to contribute, your own purpose. And that's possible when you can read. So today, the largest investment in reading, largest financial investment in reading in Indiana's history. Let me tell you a little bit more about that. The science of reading, you've heard that a couple of times. The science of reading is based a lot on how students learn, a lot of brain research, and it's really an increase in phonics, an increase in phonemic awareness. Some specific things that this is going to support, and why we are in Anderson today, is because this district, this school corporation, because reading matters so much, this school corporation and every single one of your elementary schools, you have a new player on the team, a new person here to support our teachers in teaching the science of reading, and that's through instructional coaching. This year, we have 54 elementary schools in Indiana who have instructional coaches in the science of reading. That was through federal funding. Lilly Endowment allowed us to now go to over 600 elementary schools in Indiana will have that level of support. Incredible. Another really, really important piece of this as we focus on kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, making sure our teachers have the tools and support, is that our teachers will also receive a stipend for their training of up to $1,200 because we so appreciate the time that you put in to students. So thank you, thank you. We also will be focused on targeted support for students, specifically if they need extra help, as well as we'll be creating a literacy center at the department to support you. So before introducing Dr. Cronk, I want to again thank our school leaders, our teachers for all you do day in and day out. I want to thank part of our team, Dr. Charity Flores, our Chief Academic Officer, and Carrie Polk-Meek, who's Indiana's Principal of the Year, who we recruited over to the department. They were kind of the brains behind a lot of this proposal. Governor Holcomb for your leadership, our Senator Gaskell, Representative Austin, President of the local chamber, Clayton Whitson, and again, Clay Robbins. And the one thing before I also introduce Dr. Joe Cronk is we are setting a goal. We are setting a goal in the state of Indiana. Presently, we have 1 in 5 students who are leaving 3rd grade who are not able to read. And with Lilly's investment, we believe, and our goal is being set, that by 2027, so they're currently our preschool students, by 2027, we will have 95% of children by the end of 3rd grade reading in Indiana. It's incredible, it's aggressive, it's aspirational, but we have to get there. We must. The highest we've ever been in as a state was in 2012, 2013, when we were at 91.4%. We have since had a 10-year decline. And we know that with this training and support, our instructional coaches, our teachers, we can get there for kids. We can't wait to get started. Dr. Cronk, welcome.
Well, good morning, students and assembled guests. Hope you're all doing well this morning. You know, you've all been so good, you've all been quiet, and you've been attentive, and you've been listening, and for not having a normal year in the last 3 years, you've all done amazingly well. We're talking about literacy this morning, and I won't talk very long because I know you all are getting a little restless, and it's getting to be lunchtime for you all. We're talking about literacy this morning, and so in honor of literacy, I wore my Harry Potter tie this morning. Now, your assignment, students, is to tell your teachers what Hogwarts house this tie is from. Can you all see it? You see it? I know some of you know, and you have to have read the books, not the movies, to know where this tie is from. I've read all the books. I love them. Okay. I'm going to thank some people here, and then I'm going to ask for your applause, but don't applaud until I tell you to, okay? We want to get through everybody, and then I want a really loud East Side applause when I tell you, okay? So first, I want to thank Dr. Jenner and Governor Holcomb for choosing Anderson Community Schools and East Side Elementary for this exciting announcement, and you all in the audience don't know how big this is. This is huge. Would also like to thank Mr. Robbins and the Lilly Endowment for the incredible investment and partnership that you're putting forward for this. I'd like to thank some assembled dignitaries, Senator Gaskell, Representative Austin, and the President and CEO of our local Madison County Chamber of Commerce, Clayton Whitson, for their ongoing and undying support of Anderson Community Schools. In the audience, we also have our school board president, Dr. Pat Hill, and board member Ken Hodson. I'd also like to thank not only all of you, but Dr. Scott and the staff at Eastside for putting on this wonderful display. One of the reasons why Anderson Community Schools was selected was the participation of our literacy coaches in the Literacy Coach program and implementing areas and emphasis of the science of reading. As part of this program, we now have 6 literacy coaches, 1 in each of our elementary schools. They're each here today, and I'm going to call their names, and if you would stand up as I call your name. From Anderson Elementary School, Miss Leanne Reed. Hold your applause. Hold your applause. Class, hold your applause. Nope, hold it. Nope. We're going to save it up. We're going to let it build. We're going to let it be a huge thank you at the end. From Edgewood Elementary, Miss Michelle Lusher. From Erskine Elementary School, Miss Peyton Spa. From 10th Street, Miss Melissa Kalblindy. Valley Grove, Miss Kelly Scott. And right here at Eastside Elementary School, your very own Miss Karen Greiner. Now, I want to hear for all of these people an East Side round of applause. Let's go, as loud as we can be. Okay? All right. See, when you all get into band, you'll realize that's stop. So, okay. Lastly, I want to recognize the students, you students. Please know this is all about you. This is about your future. Reading is the key to everything. The funding and the people speaking here today are here because they care about you and your future and your contributions to the state of Indiana. As Dr. Seuss said, the more you read, the more things you'll know, the more that you learn, the more places you'll go. Reading are pictures in the mind. You can go lots of places. I truly believe each of you is destined to go to great places in the future. And this concludes the program. I'm going to turn it back over to your principal, and she will get you moving to the rest of your day. Thank you.
E2, I can't say thank you enough. You guys have been fantastic as always.